Hello friends, I'm Dr. Pallavi Chaturvedi and I'm talking from Kandivli. I represent HHF and today I'm going to take you to another level of nitric acid. Part 3 we will be doing, and in this part you will see the sensitivity. We have already dealt with how his way of thinking is and the way he's been raised up. See the sensitivity to noise, to water splashing, to car passing on the street, weeping on remonstrated, weeping from reproaches, weeping from sympathy of others, trifle sad, children weeping with least worry, children in whimpering night. See this part of nitric acid and how he transforms into a very hard-hearted person. If you see the rubrics like brutality, if you see like cynicism, despair, rage, bordering with cursing and bordering on rage, despair bordering on rage, cursing and imprecations, wishing bad for others and doing bad to others. Going into cynical. Cynical is again, they don't believe that there is any sincerity possible or any good virtue possible in another human being. So, they feel that everyone is very selfish in this world and there is no purpose of thinking good for anyone else. So a delusion wealth person who is sympathetic and who is so much affectionate and going out of the way giving love, and he comes to the last rubric, the last part of the journey of nitric acid, where he comes into prostration of mind, nursing after. Only two remedies are there, nitric acid and zincumbent. So you see how our masters, when they taught us nitric acid, they always taught us in a rhythmic form, like from nursing to cursing is the journey of nitric acid. So first he nurses, he has those values, those virtues, those principles of goodness, of believing in goodness. But how much ever high a person is in his morals, anything is breakable in this world, and so are the morals of nitric acid. Once they break, he goes into the other extreme. If you see nowadays the web series, if you see the K-drama, and if you see the other movies which are coming in Hollywood also, you will see a lot of crime happening and you will see the real painful stories highlighted on screen. All those movies and all the web series and all crime scenes, everything is reflecting these intricacies of nitric acid end stage, the fatalistic that all events are inevitable, nobody can avoid it, there has to be a fatal end to everything. So their belief system changes drastically. They feel that nothing good is going to come out of it, so what's the point in putting any effort? So they just believe that it's going to be bad, and they believe in brutalistic behavior, like being very harsh, how the harsh upbringing has been. They saw that in spite of being good to others, I tried to change ways, but nothing worked out, and so they also become harsh to others. So extreme form of cruelty, of violence to other humans. Then there is a nihilistic viewpoint, where again nihilism is of two parts, two sides, same, like we say one coin has two sides. So nihilism is again having two sides, where they feel that everything is meaningless again. There can be no truth, there can be no morality, there can be no values, no knowledge, no objective truth to whatever I am doing or whatever a good person can do, because it is not valued, it is not reciprocated well, and he turns into nihilistic, that there's no point in anything, in nothingness, where we say. So nihilism, Buddha has also said lots about nihilism, where a person is, there, as we say that there can be neither good nor bad, just in moderation is nihilism, okay, and neither being too rich nor being not being carried away by greediness, nor being carried away by being avarice or saving a lot. What are you going to, at the end you are just going to die with nothing. So that is also nihilism, where you sacrifice and you give away all your wealth to people and you say that, I'm going to stay like this now, and they go on the path where they say they want to stay in a spiritual manner, they want to live spiritually. So that is also nihilism. But this nihilistic attitude where they feel that nothing is going to work out, now nothing is going to happen, so just let me be me and let me just destroy everything. So this is how, where there is a disproportionate thought process between what he valued and now how the world is operating. They feel they don't think about me, so why should I think about them? So this kind of attitude develops, and then there are the sensitivity again you will see, and that is why if you see the materia medica of nitric acid, for the corrosiveness, for the offensiveness, like acids, the prostration is very very much evident in all the acids. So is in nitric acid. The prostration of nitric acid, it develops out of cares, out of nursing. And in nursing, what is happening? He is giving and giving and giving, but in return he is not getting anything. So he goes into this extreme form. Like there was a patient, he was having uncontrolled diabetes mellitus, and he had that sciatica pain where he was told that he is developing diabetic neuropathy. And this man, when he came to me, he's an old man, like in his late 50s or early 60s. Okay, so when he came to me, the way they talk, it is not generally a moderate human being will not go into doing those heinous crimes. But how will you perceive that this is nitric acid? And they have this nihilistic trait in them, they have that fatalistic trait in them, that cynicism, that pessimistic outlook towards society and towards others. How will you recognize that? You will recognize them through rubrics of because the corrosion is there, how ulcers, it is given for ulcers, it is given for those bleeding warts, those cracks developing, and those they have what do you say, keloids, which are irritating and bleeding keloids. Okay, so those things which are very sensitive to touch, very very sensitive to caressing, they don't like caressing at all. Anger from caressing and touched aversion to, caressing aversion to they have. And then the moment somebody tries to caress them, caress meaning pacify them, the anger inside, they just repel them, they just go away, I don't want you. So how do you recognize this, So while I was taking his case, how do you get a hint that there is a trait? Everything need not be evident in your cases. There has to be a recognition of the trait factor of a remedy. So then when I asked him who all are there, and his family and everything he said, but the way he was talking was not very pleasant to my ears. You will see this kind of shrinked face when he talks about people. He is not happy with them. Like when a person talks about their family members, there is a glow, a constant glow, but he is not a happy man, because there is a rubric cheerful never. So clinically, how will you identify a nitric acid trait in an individual? I am telling you that. So then I asked him, is there any stress or are you angry about something? So he said that angry about something, there are so many things to be angry about. I said, okay, can you discuss something with me which has affected you so much? So he's like, there are so many things that have affected me, and I have no one to share with. I don't talk to anyone now. So they close themselves, they go into their own shell, and then they don't want to discuss it with anyone, because there is a side where rebels against poultice and abusive and delirium raging, delusion raging and quarrelsome. And then dogs delusion, dogs attack him, gnawing his flesh and bone. It shows the kind of fear and anxiety in him that so much people have taken out of him, and that is what instigates nitric acid anger in them. Then embittered is the shade that you will see in him. Okay, so then in this embittered side, when I kind of perceived. Then he said, I have no friends, I don't talk to anyone, there's no use of going anywhere. So then I was like, what happened? Has someone hurt you? Like they're quite open to talk about their problems if you are interested to listen. So be interested in what they have to say, their pains. Okay, so then he narrated that he had a very good friend circle, and in his late years he had his friend circle right from school time onwards, and they all stayed in Mumbai. They all used to meet often, they used to have family gatherings, and in that one friend played a political kind of game, and he ruined his business. Means something happened, and then he took away all the money in friendship from him, and because of that one friend, he got so much offended that other friends also knew about it. Why didn't they say anything to him? Why didn't they take my side? And from that time onwards, he just cut off from all the friends. Like they were around 10 to 15 of them, so much united over the years. He's like, I don't talk to any one of them, I am not interested. And this is how that anger he's withholding. Okay, there is a rubric, hatred unmoved by apologies. Now when this stage comes, it is said nitric acid is in psychotic miasm, carbonitrogenoid miasm. So what is all this? They hold on to these grudges, they hold on to these angers. And so unmoved is what? Unmoved is again staying in the same position, not disturbed by any kind of movement or any motion around. They are not, means friends are calling up also, they are trying to approve. No, I don't want. So then what happened, one day he asked for appointment, and I said, see uncle, I'm not available today, you please come tomorrow. Then next day what happened, I missed that it was a Sunday, and I just said tomorrow, and then actually I meant Monday. So he got so offended, he did not say anything. But on Monday I recalled that this uncle had to come, and I just postponed his appointment because Saturday was booked and Sunday was a holiday. Then Monday from my end only I called him and asked that, are you coming today? So his tone was like, no, I can't come now. I'm like, okay uncle, should I send medicine to your house? So he's like, okay. And then what he did, I sent the medicine to his house, and the courier guy called him that, I am reaching to your place, you should just open the door, I have been ringing the bell. And that courier guy, bichara, he called me to say that doctor is not opening the door. So then I was like, okay, let me speak to him, because I had spoken and sent the courier guy. So then I spoke to him and I said, why don't you open the door? He's just standing outside. He's like, I'm not at home now, I have gone out. I was like, okay, then what to do? Then I said, okay, you just keep the medicine at the main gate, and I spoke to the watchman. So watchman se maine pucha, has he gone somewhere? I asked him. The watchman said, no, he is at home only. So you see the anger he withheld for 2 days consecutively, that I could not see and we could not coordinate. And after he's received the medicines and I paid for the courier charges, he said, thank you very much for the medicine on the next day. So there is a sensitive side in them, but there is a hard-heartedness, there is a cold side to them, which is very, very cold till the time you go and approach them. So, one of the friends of Dr. Milindra Rao sir, he was a very fast friend of sir, and he would come very often to meet him. But he also had those skin issues and very bad skin, unhealthy skin. Okay, so then I used to observe him when I saw the prescription was nitric acid. So I saw his behavior and how he's talking. He was so soft to talk to, but so hard exterior, means like how policemen are or how bodyguards are. That is how he appeared. But from inside, he was a very soft person, and he laughed, like they both laughed and they used to have a good time. but he was deeply hurt and deeply affected by all the things that were going on in his life. So this is the appearance how they have, and then they go into indifference and everything. Now there is a very nice rubric because in conducting this kind of session, I study the rubrics in depth, and I really thank you all to listen and subscribe to my video because all this gives me more encouragement to study better. So there is a rubric: fear of hair falling out, delusion of hair falling out, losing one's hair, fear that she's losing. So hair is again, hair is again telling that hair signifies what? It signifies a person's vitality, the health, the sexuality, the dignity. Some people, they don't cut their hair ever in life because they want to be one with nature. Some people shave off their hair to show that they are also going into grief, or they are trying to connect with the eternal. So hair is signifying a lot of things. Now like how we have thinning in sulfur, the wealth of nitric acid is his hair, when he feels that he is losing out on hair. So his hair is his shine, his wealth is his sympathy, the way he gives to others, the way he nurses others. And when there is no appreciation, if I have good hair, we have so many hair shampoos and so many advertisements related to hair. So what all are we doing when we see good hair of actresses and actors? We say, oh wow, he is an impressive personality. So nitric acid loses out on that kind of appreciation towards his work. He loses out on his own strength, and he becomes a malicious, hard-hearted and abusive, and going into a lawsuit again and again. That same problem is lingering on for years and years, and he has to keep battling it out and thinking that when will this life go to an end? So this is all about nitric acid, and I just hope it helps you to apply in your clinical practice. Dr. Mithun has also shared one lovely case of nitric acid. If you can go on our Facebook page and listen to it, where the hatred he carried on, and he was like, I did not go to my best friend's wedding because he hurt him in some way, and he withheld that anger, and that anger destroys nitric acid. So don't keep anger inside you for anyone or for anything. Better is go into your exercise, your form of venting it out and letting it out, and emerge or indulge yourself in the ocean of knowledge and in the ocean of wherever you feel the best or happy, because there's no pointing in holding on anything in life. Just go with the flow. So thank you so much. Bye bye, take care, and do share, like and comment and subscribe. Bye.